ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare above bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Talent I didn't know you had. I said before, and when I got up and what I say, I said, Andy, are you ready? He said, I'm never ready. Sounded pretty ready to go.
Now, welcome to Blackford Sports. I'm your host, Steve Hurt. Here with me is Grant Banner. And Grant having a little bit of a hard time with his headset. And here on a beautiful day, it's a little chilly. The Mississnewa Eagles have the Mississnewa Indians have the turf on their field, so we don't have to worry about mud this evening. Grant's just making sure that we have sound on YouTube right now. Grant, how you doing?
Good, Steve. How are you?
I'm doing all right. And what's looking to be a very good game tonight between the Blackford Bruins and the Mississnewa Indians. And listening to everyone else announce while I was struggling to get our equipment to work this morning, or this evening, I think everybody here is excited about what we're about to see starting in 3 minutes.
Absolutely. Sounds like the stats, everything lined up pretty well for a good game.
Yeah, it should be a really good game. The Bruins, we were looking a little bit earlier on Max Preps as the Bruins take the field right now. But we were looking at Max Preps for just a little bit, and found that the Bruins actually match up really well with the Indians as far as rushing yards. Rushing yards look to be the rushing yards of the Bruins looked like they were out rushing the Mississnewa Indians by about 70 or 80 yards a game on the season. However, the Indians pretty much dominating just about every other stat that was out there. Would you agree?
Yeah, and it looks like, to me, it's not necessarily just the Indians. Their quarterback seems to be a big part of their offense.
Yeah, Heisman Skeens is definitely a big part of the Indians' success. The Indians have only lost one game and has pretty much blown out everyone else in the one game that they lost. They lost to Pendleton Heights 31-30 on the season, so a close game with a big opponent. But as far as the CIC goes, they struggled a little bit with Eastbrook. But they were able to pull it out with a last-minute throw from Heisman Skeens to Drew Castanon in the end zone. A great play by Castanon, who's not going to be here this evening due to some medical issues, I believe, is what I heard. So the Bruins hopefully will have a better showing today offensively than what they did last week at Eastbrook. A tough loss, 21-0, but they had a lot of opportunities to score, just unable to make those touchdowns or score those points in the red zone.
Yeah, and I know, obviously, watching last week, Isaac Justice should have caught a couple passes that were big yards. One for sure would have been a touchdown.
Yeah, he had it wide open, just could have walked right in.
Yeah, and talking to the coaches, they for sure think they're going on points. But it sounds like the offensive just ran in the back of the line when they made a quick cut and They've been off to the races with Blackford.
Right. The way I had it, I thought that they should have at least scored 17. That was given benefit of the doubt to Eastbrook for sure. But there was definitely 2 touchdowns that were missed, and then obviously the field goal that had a bad snap, and Carson Seahigh unable to pick it up and get the ball down enough for Bodie Malott to kick the field goal. So if you give them those 3, you're only talking a 4-point loss by the Bruins. But, hindsight's always 20/20, and the Bruins have to either show up or they're going to get beat again tonight by the Indians.
Mississnewa's always tough, and seems like they're key performers. Like I said earlier, so we'll see if Blackford can play to stop him.
Absolutely, Heisman Skeens is definitely a dominating player. It looks like the Bruins are going to receive the ball first. And so it looks like we've got Shane Elam and Austin Lancaster back to receive. It's pretty cold outside. There is a little bit of a drizzle coming down, nothing heavy, just enough to make it miserable outside. And the kick is up, and they're going to let this one go into the end zone and take over on the 25-yard line of the Indians. And as you'll see, we're unable to move the camera tonight. We're about, about 7-8 feet away from the camera.
Yeah.
So it is stationary. It will not move. So we will try to call the plays as best we can. We've got a door in our way. We're sitting back behind the windows. So we will do the best that we can. And as I said, the Bruins taking over on the 20-yard line.
Mealy, Justice, Elam, and Devers.
That handoff is to Justice, and he's outside, and he's going to pick up a good 8 yards on that play. So we're going to have a 2nd and 10 now for the Bruins, or 2nd and 2 for the Bruins.
That's a good start that they need. Hopefully they can produce more runs like that for the rest of the game.
Absolutely. The Bruins just now in on the right-hand side of your screen. And they're approaching, and again, the same 3 backs. Mealy now under center, takes the snap, and it's a handoff to Lancat. Nope, that's Elam, and he's tackled through a wall. And now they're going to be back. Looks like it's going to be a 3rd and 5 for the Bruins, and that's the type of plays that we just can't have.
And it looks like who came from the tackle there came from the back side of the play. So somebody missed the block on that back side of the line. Otherwise, that would have been at least a 2-3 yard gain.
It definitely should have. And the Bruins now on the 25-yard line of the Mississnewa Indians. And this one's going to have to be called by Grant. A pitch out to Elam, and Elam's going to fight his way, and he looks like he's going to be just a little bit short of the first down.
4th down and about a half of a yard.
It's definitely going to be a short yard, but they did not get the first down, so we're going to call that a 4th and 1. And it looks like they are going to go for it, maybe to try to draw them off sides, and they almost did it. And this one's a handoff to Isaac Justice, and he looks like he's powered to the first down.
That's an interesting play there. Glad we got that, because don't want to get Mississnewa too good at starting field position.
A gutsy call by Coach Seahigh, and the reward is there for him. The Bruins pick up another set of downs on their own 30, or the Mississnewa's 32-yard line now.
Looks like the same backfield here, Elam, Hernandez, Justice.
And that's a handoff up the middle, and going to get a couple yards by Melvin Hernandez. And it's pretty fun when you know that you got to pay attention to that stuff, but yet you still can't figure it out.
Isaac does a phenomenal job of making that take.
And it looks like they gave him a good 3 yards on that, so it's going to be a 2nd and 7 now for the Bruins. Looks like the same 3 backfield. Handoff's going to go to Hernandez again, and we've got a flag on the play, a false start by the Bruins.
False start against the Bruins. 5-yard penalty.
So I believe they're going to repeat second down and going to back it up. It's going to be 11 yards maybe? 11 or 12?
It looks like about second 12.
Second and 12 for the Bruins.
I don't know how much passing goes down tonight, Andy. Blackford doesn't pass much anyway, but it's just not exactly a great night. It's very long conditions of racing.
And here we are again, the same backfield, Justice, Hernandez, and Elam. And this one's going to be a pass, and it's on the outside too. And I believe that he did catch it. They're calling that a catch, and that's going to be just shy of a first down, so a pickup of 11 yards by Dalton Willman.
That's a good catch by Dalton, especially with the weather the way it is. You know that ball's wet. Looks like he was having trouble catching it, but did end up hauling it in.
A 3rd and 1 now for the Bruins. A great play by Dalton Willman. He started bobbling it as he turned to run up the field and just did enough to maintain possession and create a catch there.
And good pass by Mealy there. Dalton hadn't even turned around yet, and the ball was in his face when he did.
And this is going to be a handoff, I believe. It was either Hernandez, not Hernandez, so it's going to be Shane Elam, and that's going to be another first down for the Bruins.
First down for Blackford.
First down for Blackford on Mississnewa's 42-yard line. Blackford really moving the ball well here tonight.
Yeah, moving the ball well, taking up quite a bit of time in the clock. I think that's the kind of possession this game is going to matter.
It's definitely going to be a factor. And it looks like we still have the same backfield, except for we've got Lancaster on the right side. And this is going to be a handoff up to Melvin Hernandez, and he's going to bounce out for about 5-yard gain. A 2nd and 5 for the Bruins.
Melvin, the 2 carries he's had, seems to be running the ball a little harder than he normally does run it. Falling forward. Past 2 runs he's had, falling forward enough to get at least a couple extra yards.
Right. Blackford still moving the ball well. A 2nd and 5 here. Same backfield. Still looks like a Lancaster in there with Hernandez and Justice. And this is a handoff to Justice. He breaks it inside, and they're going to call him just shy of the first down. And this one's going to be very close. They maybe have a half a yard to go. So they're going to have a 3rd and a very short one. That even looks shorter than a half a yard to me. That's maybe a 13, 14 inches there.
Yeah. Going to assume it's going to be something up the middle. You know, don't want to take a chance of getting anything outside and taking a loss here.
Absolutely. The handoff to Lancaster, and he breaks it onto the left side. He gets a pickup of about 2 yards for the first down. Another set of downs for the Bruins, and Hernandez looks like he's limping a little bit. Maybe got caught up with a twisted ankle or something.
Burger orders, if anyone wants anything, let us know. We can deliver up here if you're hungry. Yeah, burgers, brats, hot dogs. If you want anything, let me know. Everyone good?
And the Bruins taking over on Mississnewa's 47-yard line with a new set of downs. The snap is off, and I'm unsure who got the handoff, but it was Austin Lancaster, and he takes a big loss of about, looks like about 4 yards, 4 yards. So the Bruins going to be having a long 2nd and 13. And they're back into Mississnewa territory on Mississnewa 49, 2nd and 13. That looks like 2nd and 14.
Looks like somebody on that right side of the line is not doing their job, because that's the second time they tried to run that play, and they got the same result play.
Absolutely, and this is a handoff up the middle. Melvin Hernandez has a little bit of running room, spins and moves forward to about Mississnewa 44-yard line. A pickup of 7 yards for the for the Bruins. And the Bruins are now going to be, I believe it's 3rd and 7 now. A good pickup by Melvin Hernandez. And the Bruins at least need to get a good 6 yards in order to go for it on that 4th down again.
Yeah, be interesting to see with the pass right out of the gate if we get a runner or passer.
And this is a handoff to Isaac. No, I missed that one too. That was a handoff up the middle, and the Bruins pick up a couple and are going to have a 4th and what looks to be about 3 yards.
Bring up 4th down. 4 without 3.
No big play here, Blackford.
And Coach Seahine definitely looks like he's going for it. Caleb Mealy coming back out, and the Mississnewa crowd is getting loud right now to try to help their team. The ball spotted on the 40-yard line in Blackford territory. Look for a hard count here. Nope. And this is handed off to Lancaster, and he's going to be stopped short at about the 39-yard line, and the Bruins are going to have their first turnover on downs. The Indians take over on downs here. 1st and 10 on about Blackford 39.5-yard line. It looks like they might spot it at about the 40. So a pickup of no yards on that one.
And again, same thing as last week. We get it down on their side of the field, and then like we can't do anything. But it was a pretty good drive by Blackford. 8 minutes of the clock there. So I know they just need a pretty big stop.
Right. And now we get to see Mississnewa's offense for the first time. And this is a run on the outside. He's off to the races. The only one that's there to tackle is Isaac Justice. And Justice pulls him down at about 32-yard line. So the Indians quickly into Blackford territory with 3:46 left on the clock. A nice play by the Indians, and not real sure. Looks like there's a flag on the play, and the Indians are walking back to their side, so it looks like it's going to be a penalty against Mississnewa. And we're waiting on the head official to signal holding on the offense, so this is going to be a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, and it looks like it's going to come back to the 40 because it did happen on the 50-yard line.
And so Blackford does here, and it's obviously not the way you want to start.
Definitely not, but a nice break for the Bruins getting it to come back to the 40. And this is a handoff there. Skeens is keeping it, and not real sure who that was. That's Jacob Devers with the tackle behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 1 for the Indians.
So again, what we talked about earlier, having that quarterback, looks like they might be a little too worried about the quarterback and not everybody else.
Absolutely. So the Bruins doing a good job defensively here as the clock rolls down to 3 minutes in the first quarter. Skeens in the shotgun. Starts a man in motion, hands it off to number 35. He's the one that just had the long run, and he's going to go again, and not before he's tackled at about the 41-yard line of the Bruins. I believe that was Shane Elam on the tackle. And who is that number 35?
Cade Campbell.
Who?
Cade Campbell.
Cade Campbell with the run. Another nice run. And before the game, Grant was telling me that we needed to watch out for this kid, that he was definitely a good ball player. And Skeens again out of the backfield, or out of the shotgun. Puts a man in motion, and he starts to run it again. He's on the outside. This boy is quick. He falls forward, gets hit at about the 35-yard line and falls forward to the 34. I believe that was Dalton Wellman that got the hand on his legs just to get the shoestring tackle. And it's going to be 2nd and 1 for the Indians. Skeens again out of the shotgun. Campbell in motion. This is a handoff to the running back, and he's got open into the end zone. 6-0 Indians over Blackford. A quick score by the Indians. A minute 44 left on the clock. Mississnewa, Kansas.
An easy and quick touchdown. I wouldn't say necessarily easy, but
and the kicker. Who is their kicker? Andres. Snaps it down, and that's going to be 7-0 Indians. Andre Salat? Not too sure. Not real sure about the pronunciation myself. So a minute 44 left in the first quarter. The Bruins now trailing 7-0 over the Mississnewa Indians. And while we have a little bit of a break, let's learn about a couple of our sponsors here. Kevin Bassey's running for prosecutor, and he would like your vote in this upcoming election. And don't forget that the election has started the 10th of this week, so Wednesday, I believe, and you can go down to the courthouse and cast your ballot that way. Kevin Bassey is running for re-election to be your Blackford County prosecutor. Kevin has been an attorney in Blackford County for over 25 years and has been proud to serve as your Blackford County prosecutor for almost 20 years. When faced with trying times that are present in our world today, it's important to have a trusted, fully prepared, and tested individual who will see the job through. Kevin Bassey has proven himself to be that individual. Kevin would be humbled by your continued support in the upcoming election. And that kickoff by the Indians again is going to be a touchback, starting over on the Indians' 20-yard line. Oh, I guess I should probably give them their point.
Yep.
Exactly.
Well, you know what? Blackford's starting the same place here. See if they can do the same thing and get down their territory of the field.
Absolutely, and you're going to have to call the play this time.
Millie getting down under center, hand off to Devers. He's going to stop for maybe a 1-yard gain in the second down.
Yeah, looks like 2nd and 9 for the Bruins. Not a good start, not the way you wanted to get start.
Same backfield here. You got Neely Justice, Devers, and it looks like Elam. Hand off to Devers. He stops for, it's like a 3-yard gain. Maybe 1-yard gain. Looks like it's going to be about 3rd and long 4, maybe 5.
This handoff looks like it's going to be to Isaac Justin. He's got an open field, and he's going to pick up the first down at about the 35-yard line. Justice is going to have a big game if we want to have any chance of winning tonight.
And I think 4 carries that Isaac has had, they've all been at least 4 or more yards. So it's like Blackford's going to take it to the quarter here, and we're going to go to the second quarter. Mississnewa 7, Blackford 0.
So the end of the first quarter is coming to a close. Blackford trailing 7-0 to the Mississnewa Indians. And with that, we're going to have another one of our sponsors Aaron Henderson for prosecutor wants to work closely with law enforcement to enhance training and code enforcement, increase conviction rates, efficiently move cases through the courts, collaborate and work closely with community corrections and probation to effectively reduce recidivism, assist in bridging gaps in rehabilitative services for offenders, and provide a meaningful pretrial diversion program for first-time offenders of low-level offenses, which holds offenders accountable for their crime while addressing their individual needs to reduce recidivism. Aaron Henderson for prosecutor would greatly appreciate your vote coming up in this election for prosecutor of Blackford County. And you're probably hearing maybe a lot of background noises. We're here in the booth where everybody is broadcasting together along with the staff that runs the clock and everything else. So a lot of communication going on up here in the booth. And the Bruins going to start off the second quarter on their own 35-yard line. The big body of Cameron Ekus in there at right tackle. Joey Payne in there at tight end. And this is another handoff, I believe, up the middle. Yep, Hernandez there. I got a bit of a block here where the Bruins are. I can't really see, and it looks like they made a 5-yard gain, a 5-yard pickup by Hernandez up the middle. 2nd and 5 now for the Bruins. The Bruins not doing a bad job here in the early stages of the game, just again struggling once they get into Eastbrook territory, or Mississnewa territory, and I'm not sure this. I believe Isaac Justice has this one, and he's out over midfield to about the 47-yard line. A nice run. I don't think Mississnewa saw that he had the ball. I know I didn't, but the way he was handling it, the way he was hiding it, I definitely thought that he had it, and that's why I was watching it.
Watching that play develop, it looked like that outside was shut off. Isaac did a good job by turning the ball up and getting it more into the middle where all the blockers were.
Now the Bruins pick up a new set of downs on their own 48-yard line. 1st and 10. Looks like Devers now in at the middle. And this is another handoff up the middle, and Devers is fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, and does, but not before he's tackled by a host of Indians.
No game there. Again, watching our offense, Isaac Justice got hit pretty hard there. The defense definitely thinks that Isaac does have the ball, along with everybody else. It's a hard offense to keep track of, and I think that's the reason it works so well.
Yes, it definitely does work. As we found out last week against the Eastbrook Panthers, they run pretty much the same style of offense that we do, and it was tough to watch whoever had the ball. And now we're back under center, and this is a handoff again to Isaac Justice. He's on the outside, and he's got a good pickup of a couple of yards. It looks like they're going to give him about 5-yard pickup on that carry. An Indian having a little bit of trouble getting up, and they're calling him off the field. He looked like he was a little upset about the call. But the way he's walking, he definitely needs to take a seat for a minute.
If you don't get up in the time that the referee wants you up in the game, you got to go out for at least a play.
Absolutely. And the clock winding down to 9:30 left in the half.
Like third and about 5. 3rd and 5, 4.5. And it looks like that's going to be a false start by the Bruins. But definitely a false start, and that's going to bring them back, and they're going to have a 3rd and 10 now. The Bruins now need to pick up 10 yards, just a little bit more than 10 yards.
Arbo will come back in the game.
No, those are things that Blackford can't afford to do. Like 3rd and 5. Mississnewa doesn't know what you're going to do, run or pass there, and now they got a lot more room to adjust. The Bruins notorious for going for it on 4th and down, whether it's a short. And this might be almost intercepted, but his ball was thrown out of bounds. A good job by Caleb Neely putting it to where only his receiver could get it. And if Mississnewa tried to get it, it was going to be out of bounds. And it looks like we might be bringing on the punt team. Yep, there's Devers headed towards the punt area. Something that we don't do very often this season is punt, and here we are down 7-0 against a very good offensive Indians team, and punting the ball back to them. It looks like the two punt returners are at about the 20-yard line. And Devers needs to get a big punt here, and he does. They're running back and picked it up about the 12-yard line, and they're going to call it after he drops it out at about the 12. Yeah, it looked like one was going to put it down at about the 11, and the other one came in. A nice job by Devers.
Yeah, good punt. I mean, made him run a little bit, get his defenders down there.
And the ball is spotted at the 12-yard line. Mississnewa player unable to hold on to it, caught it, and it just slipped right out of his hand and went out of bounds.
Yeah, it'll be a little challenge now for him, but like you said, they'll get past right in the backfield.
And Skeens out of the shotgun still, and he's going to pitch it out to Campbell. No, that's not Campbell, and that was Elam with the shoestring tackle again, and not much of a gain on that. Looks like it may have been maybe a yard pickup, and it is Campbell, right? Cade Campbell on the carry, and they're going to give it to him again right at just short of the line of scrimmage. So a loss of about a foot on that play.
Steve, this would be a big stop for the Bruins. He's in down on the 11-yard line. I think that if they do make it down, farthest they're going to get the ball back is the 50-yard line.
That's right. And this is a handoff again to Campbell. Campbell's out to about the 20, or about the 17, 18, but not before he's tackled by Melvin Hernandez. So a good stop, but not before about a 6-yard pickup by Campbell.
I think Blackford needs to have a big stop there. They don't want to go into the half not having any points on the board, especially with Mississnewa getting the ball back. It's a big stop here, hopefully.
And it looks like Ludke is out wide, and they're going to hand it off. Nope, Skeens is going to run it, and he's definitely going to pick up the first down at about the 23-yard line. A new set of downs for the Indians on the 22-yard line, and if there's one player you have to stop, it's Hudson. And he definitely can. He's got that burst speed where he can be stopped and take off, and he's in a dead sprint, and you've got to learn how to catch up to him.
Yeah, it seems like Skeens and Campbell both have that, and the only two people who've got the ball the whole game.
Yeah, right. Not much of a passing game tonight for the Indians. And Skeens picks it up and hands it off to Campbell up the middle, and he gets a pickup of about 3 yards. Campbell tackled. It looks like they're going to set it down on the 26-yard line. So a second and about 7, a long 7. Or a short 7 here, yeah. A long 6 and a short 7.
I don't play clock.
Skeens still out of the shotgun. 6:15 left on the play clock, and he's going to run this one and holding on to it. And he's going to be tackled at about the 31-yard line, but there is a flag on the play. I'm not sure what the call is going to be.
Unless you got a defender that was in the neutral. But no, it's an illegal motion because there were two guys moving at once.
Yep, illegal motion by the offense. And the head official telling Mississnewa what they're going to do. So we're going to look and see if we can't figure it out here. The ball placed at about the 21-yard line. So they have a second and what looks like a 12-yard pickup. Skeens running it, keeping it on his own, and he's back to about the 12-yard line. And it looks like Skeens fumbles and Blackford picks it up. Shane Elam with the pickup on that. The Bruins are getting very good field position, a great play. I was unable to see because there's the door jamb in front of me, and Mississnewa with a fumble and a Blackford pickup with just under 6 minutes left to go in the half. Bruins getting very good field position, a 1st and 10 on their own 30-yard line.
Blackford has to score here. This field position, they're going to eat some of the clock with the way the offense is. Big time to score.
And this is a handoff up the middle, and Hernandez is tackled with about a 3-yard gain. And I just seen the far side official take it off down the field because he thought that Isaac Justice had the ball. A second, and looks like a long 7 here coming up, or it's going to be 2nd and 8 as this ball is spotted on the 28-yard line of the Bruins. 5:25 left in the first half. The Bruins with the ball. This handoff is to Isaac Justice, and he gets tackled. Is that 51? Number 51? Yeah, number 51. John Hall with the tackle, and he gave Justice a hard hit, a nice tackle by Hall on that play. And the Bruins now with a 3rd and 7 as the ball is spotted on their own 27-yard line. The Bruins need to get to the 20-yard line to pick up the first down. Neely with the handoff. Nope, he's keeping it, and he's got and it's almost intercepted as he was trying to throw to Joey Payne up the middle of the field, and again John Hall breaks it up.
Good job by Joey there. Not being a very good pass by Neely. Winning the defensive broke up that interception.
A good play by the Indians, and now the Bruins with a 4th and 7, another do-or-die play here with 4:35 left to go. It looks like they're definitely going to go for it. And it looks like they're going to call a timeout. A timeout by the Bruins to get themselves together here and figure out what it is that they're going to do. And while we wait for that, let's talk about Camille Neely for school board. She says she's not running against anyone. Says she's not running against anyone. She's running for the students of Blackford County with a sincere desire to provide guidance and leadership from the perspective of a lifelong educator. Blackford County Schools strives to provide the best education for the students. Her desire is to see our schools approach all areas of education with enthusiasm and commitment. She says we must embrace the arts and the technical skills within our educational plans. Preparing students for college is important, but offering students technical classes that will prepare them for the workforce is just as important. Offering them the opportunity and self-expression through visual and performing arts is just as important. And it is her belief that we must strive to educate the whole child and provide them opportunities that will enrich their lives and engage them in pursuits that will last a lifetime. And I understand that we're having a little bit of a trouble hearing us.
Seven from the Mississnewa 27. Indians up 7-0. Blackford does after the timeout.
And we've got 4:30 left, and the Bruins going to go for it on a 4th and 7. It looks like.
And this is big play here.
Big play for the Bruins. And Haley's dropped back, and he's got Elam on the outside. Elam slips up and falls shy of the first down, and that's going to be a turnover on down at about the 21-yard line. So Mississnewa, another missed opportunity by the Bruins. They're in the red zone and couldn't convert to get that touchdown, and the Bruins need to get it together and not allow that. And like I was saying before, I understand that some are having a hard time hearing what's going on, and we're trying to fix that. As this is an outside run by Campbell. Campbell at about the 40. Looks like he's down at about the 49-yard line, and I think I figured it out. My co-host Grant on the mic, but it looks like my voice is starting to project a little bit. And as I said a little earlier, we're in one room here, and we don't have the peace and quiet as we would in our own home area. And another run by Campbell. It looks like he's going to pick up about 9 yards, 8 yards on that.
Minnesota moving the ball here pretty well. Blackford's got to figure something out to stop these two. Doing all the work for Mississnewa.
Yes, Blackford definitely needs to figure something out here, and it may just be that they're a little dejected after not being able to get in the end zone again, being in the down in the red zone. And this one's going to be a carry by Heisman Skeen. He jukes the leg and picks up the first down. The clock's still moving, 3:51, and it's going to be holding on Mississnewa, so this ball is going to come back. A second holding call on Mississnewa, and it looks like it's going to be is it 5 yards from about the 47-yard line? That's a 10-yard. Now they're back in their own territory on, it looks like the 43-yard line in their own yard. So it's a 2nd and 16.
Again, if Blackford gets a break, they have got to stop them.
Yes, they do. And Campbell is again, and Joey's not able to pick him up, but he's stopped at about the 49-yard line.
That's Carson Campbell. He's a freshman. Brother of Kate, and family history here at Mississnewa. So at least 4 more years of dealing with the Campbell.
And he is very fast. Another one that can just pick up and on a dead sprint from a stop position. And they've got a third and a long 8 here, a long 7. And this is going to be a run by Heisman Skeens, and he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage back to the 50-yard line. So the Mississnewa Indians stop. Now they have a 4th and 9 at the 50-yard line.
And good hit by Joey Payne there. I don't know if I was Skeens back up like that would make me think twice about running the ball.
Joey Payne is an animal, and isn't far behind Isaac Justice in the most tackles per game.
No, this is
and that looks like they are going to punt it, and Shane Elam is back to receive at about the 20-yard line, 21-yard line. For a second. Oh, and this one's a good punt for the Bruins, as this one goes out of bounds at no more than the 40-yard line. And that's where they're going to spot it, is the 40-yard line of the Bruins, for a decent field position. And who was that? Was that Skeens that
Yeah,
punted
Skeens
that?
is a punter. And that's what I was going to say before they started the punt. It's not a comfortable feeling having him back there because obviously he's fast and he's their quarterback, so we know that he can throw the ball.
Yeah, I thought for sure when he started moving to that right side, I thought he was just going to tuck it and run.
Yeah, I know a lot of times with those rugby-style punters, they have the option really. So if he thinks that he can gain the 10 yards, he can go on his own.
And a Mississnewa Indian defender running onto the field. And now we've got is that what we got? I couldn't see the red and the white hat. So a timeout for Mississnewa. Looked like maybe a miscue on defense. The player was running out there. Number 74. Who is that?
74 is going to be Timothy Scott.
Timothy Scott was running out there at the last second as the Bruins were ready to snap the ball. There's 2:19 left in the half. The Bruins have possession of the ball on their own 42-yard line. Trailing 7-0, another low-scoring game here in a CIC matchup. I think I want to say that the average score for the Indians this season, we were looking it up at the beginning of the game, they were scoring like 17.9 points just in the first quarter, and here we are in the first half, and we've held them to 7 points. So a good showing so far by the Bruins. They have to start converting once they get into the red zone.
Yeah, no, Mississnewa's gave them good field position more than once, so they've got to do the job.
Hand off to Elam, and he gets out to about the 45.5-yard line. And the clock's still running.
Yeah, Blackford's got to speed up the pace here. Quite a bit to go.
Clock now ticking down to 2 minutes. The ball spotted right on the 45-yard line, and the Bruins are ready to go. This is a handoff up the middle and to Jacob Devers, and he makes it out to about the 47, 48-yard line. Yeah, it looks like the 47.5. And the clock's still running at 1:40. The Bruins are going to have to either call a timeout. They have 2 left in the half, but either call a timeout or start finding a way to stop that clock. Otherwise, they're not going to make it very far running their slow game on offense. Mealy just now under center. And this is a handoff to Isaac Justice. He cuts it up, and he's out to about the 43-yard line. And that's the way you stop the clock. It's a first down, which automatically stops the clock at 1:09, and the Bruins are on the run here again. And now the clock winding down, 1:06, 1:05, and Mealy's out here to give the play call, and he's got to hurry this up and get up to the line of scrimmage. Now we're under 55 seconds to go in the first half. The ball is snapped, and it's a fumble, and this ball is going to pick it up. And that's exactly the kind of plays that we can't have in a game like this.
Especially, going back to Mississnewa's first drive, they can potentially score in these 48 seconds, especially with the field position they give them.
Yes, they can.
What happened on that snap? The ball went about 1 foot in the air.
Yeah, it went about 3 or 4 foot over Mealy's head, and then it fell down to the ground, and I didn't see one Bruin player try to pick it up.
They all kind of stood and looked at it.
And this is a handoff to Campbell, number 35 on the outside, and he's out to the 50 and down at the 46-yard line of the Bruins.
Keep them in bounds, but I don't think Blackford wants to give them many more yards as their kickers putting the ball in the end zone when the kickoff go out. He said he can at least kick a 4-yard.
He might be able to, and I don't want to try to test him and see if he can. The clock now stopped at 33.2 with a timeout taken by Mississnewa. The ball spotted at their 46-yard line, or that would be our 46-yard line. And the way they've been moving the ball here in the later stages of the half, we just cannot give it to them like that.
Again, Mississnewa runs pretty much a triple option. They always have a guy in motion, one guy in the backfield, and it's one of those things that you don't know who's going to get the ball.
Yeah, they run a different style of offense than the Bruins, but it's still that misdirection style of offense.
And Campbell and what's that quarterback's name?
Schemes.
Both of those guys are fast, so you don't know what them get outside either. It's going to be hard to catch them.
Yes, it is. They are definitely fast, and we just can't. We have to get the tackles, get the touches behind the line of scrimmage, or at least at the line of scrimmage. We can't let them get 3-4 yards before they even touch them. And Heisman's rolling out to the right. He might. Jackson Bell looked like he might have had a hand on him, but wasn't able to really wrap him up. The Schemes runs out of bounds at about the 45-yard line, enough that I believe he's going to pick up the first down. Nope, he's definitely going to be short, so a 3rd and 2 for the Indians. And the clock is stopped at 24 seconds.
So it looks like one of the Blackford players taking a chance by hitting Schemes so late. Obviously, he was going out of bounds. The crowd obviously wanting a penalty.
Right. Schemes calling for the ball, hands it off to Campbell. Campbell's out to the outside at the 45, cuts back, and it looks like he's going to be wrapped up at about the 40-yard line. He's taken out of bounds, 16 and a half seconds left to go. And looks like he's tackled at about the 37-yard line. The Indians moving the ball well, but the clock is ticking. 16.5 to go in the first half. The Indians leading 7-0. So it looks like they may have time for 1, maybe 2 more plays before they have to make that determination of whether they're going to kick it or not.
And it looks like, according to the board, they still have 1 timeout left. They're obviously running to the edge. This is a formation we haven't seen yet. Maybe a pass here. Yeah.
Definitely going to be a pass. And he's got plenty of time. And he breaks it out. Oh, he gets tripped up. I'm not sure what tripped him up. Something tripped him up. Is that Terrence that tripped him up?
I didn't see it.
I didn't see him either. So he tripped him up at about the 20-yard line. And there's 6.5 seconds left to go in the first half.
Again, going back to the field goal, I watched their kicker warm up in this area. He was putting it through the upright. So it'll be interesting to see what Mississnewa decides to do here.
Mississnewa taking their time, 9 seconds, 8 seconds on the play clock. Not sure that they're going to have enough time to make this play happen. They get set, and they do, with 1 second left on the play clock. Heisman Schemes with the pass. And wasn't able to get there in time to break the play up. It was an easy catch, pitch and catch to number 31, Andrew Cruz.
0.7 seconds on the clock. Saving some of the stuff.
Right.
Does the job. Again, Blackford turned the ball over 3 times, and you can't have turnovers against a team like this.
No, you can't. They will definitely capitalize on them. The kick is up, and that's going to be an easy 1-point conversion for them. The Bruins are going to go into halftime trailing 14-0, just as they did last week against the Eastbrook Panthers. There is 0.7 seconds left on the clock here, so we will try a kickoff. But just as you said, you just cannot give up easy plays. You can't let Mississnewa have the ball with good field position. You have to pin them back, but in their own territory, and you have to be strong with it.
You know what? Seems like they get put back in their territory and they struggle. Not like we were having 11-yard line. Mississnewa didn't do much back there. Once they're 40, maybe the 50-yard line, it seems like their offense opens up and they feel a lot more comfortable from that area.
Right.
What you don't let is somebody pick it up and then nobody touches it and they run back.
And they're going to kick it off here, and it's going to be a big boot, and it's going to go into the end zone. No, it's going to go just shy, and it did make it into the end zone, bounced in there, and the Bruins are going to take over at the 20-yard line with 0.7 seconds, and I look for them to immediately just to take a knee on this one.
As soon as they touch it.
You don't want to try to pass it on a being down 14-0, and you don't want Mississnewa to intercept a pass and run it back in for a touchdown.
I could see if they can redeem it. You never know. It doesn't necessarily look like they're in a D formation.
No, it doesn't.
Where the referee's standing, I'm assuming they're going to take a knee.
Yep, and they do take the knee, and that's going to take us into halftime. The Bruins trailing 14-0 behind the Mississnewa Indians. And we're just going to take a break here and turn everything down and let you guys watch the halftime festivities, whatever they are. And Grant and I are just going to sit here and get us something to drink and recuperate ourselves. And we'll come back with about 5 minutes to go, listen to a few more sponsors, and maybe do a recap of the half and stuff like that. So we'll see you here in about 10 minutes here on the Voice Sports Network, where the Bruins are trailing 14-0 over the Mississnewa Indians. Can't do it, man. Can't do it. It's. I mean, how many times you have to say it?
Turn the ball over.
No. Okay. I must have something wrong because they can hear everything that we're saying. Right now? Yeah. I must have something hooked up wrong. Which is why.
We saw two teams.
That's why they can hear everything that is going on. But we can't. And they can't hear us.
It's like the fact that as soon as they scored, both teams had like double digits in shots. I had a lot to say. You had to fix
Maybe this will help. Test. I have something's not right.
You can hear you, but it's hard to hear.
Oh, you got it pulled up. Test. Yeah, so you shouldn't be able to hear it. It's almost like it's picking up that.
They got a mic on it? They got a mic on it?
Justice, 7 carries, 46 yards to jump, 86 total yards rushing. 3 passing, 101, 195 for the Tribe. First downs, the Indians had 5.
Can you hear anything? Let me know when you can hear something again.
And both teams turned the ball over once.
Right now,
Both teams punted
you can
the
hear
ball
something again.
once. So
All right, and we're back, and I think I figured out the issues that we're having here, and I apparently must have hooked something up wrong. I've had this issue once before in the past, but we'll try to do our best here as we finish out the game. There's a minute left on the game clock here at in Gas City here at Mississnewa Field. And
he went right back to the line.
Grant and I were talking at half while we were getting a drink that the Bruins just need to convert in the red zone, and they need to not turn the ball over. Is that pretty much what you're seeing?
Yeah, you know,
I forget his spot.
we're holding Mississnewa 14 points in the first half. They're used to scoring 33 points in the first half, I think, is what we saw earlier. So, holding Mississnewa to a lot less than what they're used to, and Mississnewa's gave us the ball 3 times with decent field position, one with very good field position on the fumble, and Blackford just failed to put the ball in the end zone.
Absolutely, and I think I heard somebody next to us saying that just in the first quarter, Blackford controlled the time of possession 8 minutes to 4 minutes in favor, against this very fast Mississnewa team, but it doesn't take much. They don't need very much clock time to score here. They have some very fast runners and very fast players, and they don't need a lot of time on the clock to score, which is probably why they're used to scoring 33 to 35 points a game. And I understand now why they're beating teams 63 to nothing, 45 to nothing, 45 to 7, whatever the case may be. I mean, even on a good Eastbrook team, they only won 49 to 48, and it was on a last-second pass with 3 seconds left when the play started, and Heisman Schemes throws a pass to Drew Castanon with time expiring, and Castanon makes a great catch as he's falling down to the ground to win the game 49 to 48. So they don't need a lot of time, and the Bruins aren't giving them a lot of time, but they've got to do more with that 8 minutes versus 4 minutes in the first quarter. They have to score, and if they don't, then they don't have a shot today. And I'm telling you right now, if they kick this ball off to Mississnewa, their defense is going to have to step it up and get the ball back, and hopefully with some decent field position.
Yeah, again, even at this point, I wouldn't feel comfortable kicking this ball field, and it'd be interesting to see what happens, especially with the speed that Mississnewa has. Mississnewa's a good team, and Blackford's holding them really well. So I think take the turnovers away. Blackford controls the ball a little bit better, puts the ball in the end zone at least once. I think you're looking at a 7-7 game without the turnovers.
I agree. It may be a 14-7 at the worst, but definitely shouldn't be 14 to nothing. Just like last week, shouldn't have been 21 to nothing. But we have to handle the situation that we've been dealt. And right now, we're dealt a 14 to nothing going into the second half of the game. And the Bruins are going to have to do something with it. They can't get down on themselves. They're playing a great game, even if they're not able to convert on those fourth downs, and even if they have those fumbles or those possible interceptions, they can't get down on themselves. They have to stay in the game and finish it.
And, Mississnewa, Eastbrook, ending the year against these guys, Blackford knew coming into the season, that's going to be their hardest 2 games of the year. Obviously losing to Jay County the first week by 1 point, not a great way to start the season. They haven't played bad against either one of these teams, and it seems to me that it's just putting the ball in the end zone against these teams that Blackford's struggling with.
Yes, they are, and I don't get it. Maybe they're just in their head here a little bit too much, and they need to get out of their own head and get out of their own way and start scoring. And Bodie Malat is going to be kicking off, and again, we want to say thank you to all 3 of our sponsors these last 3 games. Camille Mealy for School Board, Kevin Basie for Prosecutor, and Aaron Henderson for Prosecutor, both of Blackford County. And please show your support to them either way, and show your support to Camille Mealy as well in this upcoming election. And Bodie Malat coming up, and he is going to try to squib kick it, and it's picked up at about the 41-yard line of Mississnewa.
And, you know, right there I see that they had Campbell and Skeens back deep. So
you don't want to give the ball to either one of them. As we were just saying, they're very fast, and they have the ability to just stop on a dime and cut it up the field any way they want. And their short speed burst is unbelievable.
Here we go, start the second half, handoff, Skeens keeps the ball.
Skeens is keeping it, and it looks like he runs out of bounds. Terrence was close to the tackle, but he ran out of bounds before then. Dalton Willman looked like he was trying to go inside, didn't realize that Skeens kept the ball and was running outside, and was well behind Skeens for the tackle. So Skeens goes out of bounds at about the 47-yard line, so a 2nd and 4 now for the Indians. Campbell in motion, the handoff is there, and he's on the outside, and he's cut back. Oh, and it's fumbled, and I believe the Blackford Bruins picked it up. The Bruins are definitely calling it their way, and we're waiting for the officials to call it one way or another. And it is going to be Bruins ball at their own 49-yard line.
Yeah, now that's two Mississnewa fumbles, and first one they gave us the ball around the 30-yard line, this one the 50-yard line. They've got to get the ball in the end zone.
The Bruins definitely have it going their way right now, trailing 14-0 with 11:44 in the half. And let's see if they can do something with it. The handoff is to Isaac Justice, and he's on the outside at the 45, down at about the 43-yard line, maybe? Yeah, it looks like the 43-yard line. And so it's going to be a 2nd and 2 for the Bruins.
You know, Steve, the way this game's been going, right now it looks like the only two people that want the ball are Hernandez and Justice. Everybody else is getting hit in the backfield. So if I was Brock, I'd keep giving them the ball.
Yeah, keep getting, let them have it and let them eat. And this is another handoff to Isaac Justice, and he gets hit at about the line of scrimmage, and they're pushing him back. But forward progress is going to have him at about the 42-yard line. And now we're going to have another short 3rd down conversion here, a 3rd and 1 with 10:56, and the clock is still ticking. Blackford, one thing that they're definitely good at is chewing up the clock with this running offense, and Neely calling the play. Like I said, a short 3rd and 1, and I can definitely see them going for a pass here because they've been able to convert on 3rd and 1s and 4th and 1s. So you've got a free play here. Go ahead and try the pass. And this was another handoff to Justice, and he falls forward to about the 40-yard line. A first down pickup by the Bruins.
Looks like they got Hernandez in there. It seems like they're not even taking the handoff to Melvin as much as just using him as that additional blocker to get Isaac the ball outside.
A big-bodied kid that's got a lot of muscle and a lot of speed for his size. And that one, I believe, we did go to Hernandez, and he stumbles down to about the 38-yard line.
I've seen a lot of these I've never seen a high school.
Yes, the 38-yard line of the Indians. A 2nd and 8 now for the Bruins.
So Blackford again driving the ball. This is where they've been stopped. 3 drives in a row. Hopefully they can get past this.
Right. Mealy with the handoff to Justice, and Justice is on the outside down to about the 35-yard line, maybe down to the 34-yard line. Looks like he is at the 34-yard line. A 3rd and 4 now coming up for the Bruins.
381
The Bruins edging closer to that dreaded red zone where they've been unable to convert.
They play here 3rd and 1, 4. They've got to get a first down or at least get close to them in.
this handoff is to Shane Elam, and he's just got a couple yards. There's a flag on the play.
There's a flag on the play.
Right now, it's going to be about a 1.5 yard pickup, and it's going to go against Blackford, a holding. They're going to get another chance at that third down, but they've got a lot more to pick up now.
And again, Steve, that's we talked about that at halftime too. Penalties and turnovers. What's hurt Blackford here? And now, instead of 3rd and 4, we're going to have 3rd and 14.
This is going to be 3rd and 15. The ball's spotted on the 45. They need to make it to the 30 to get the first down.
15 to go, 8:48 and counting in the third quarter.
8:44 and counting on the clock. The Bruins are going to have to pick something up, and Mealy's going to drop back to throw, and he's got Joey wide open. And, oh my goodness, Dalton Willman right in the pocket and not able to catch it. And that's the type of plays that we cannot have. Dalton Willman wide open, and he's got his head down. He knows that that's a good pickup if he catches and converts on that. And now we're going to have Jacob Devers punting. He's back at about our own 43-yard line, and Heisman, Skeens, and Campbell are at about their own 18-yard line. 3 seconds, 2 seconds on the play clock, and he's just barely able to get it off, and that ball's going to go out of bounds. At about the 27, they're going to spot it at the 32. So just as we said what the Bruins should not do or needed not to do to have a chance at this game, they, first time out, get a penalty that backs them up for a long 3rd and 15. And now we've got 8:29 on the clock, and Mississnewa has the ball on their own 32-yard line. The Bruins need another solid defensive stop here.
8:29 to go into the third quarter, into the backfield, and motion is little.
Handoff. No, Skeens is going to keep this one, and he is off up the middle. And he's going to get a first down on that one. It was Melvin Hernandez and Isaac Justice on the tackle. Ball spotted at their own 43-yard line.
1,000-yard mark on the ground.
Mark, get a stop here. Handoff up the middle.
Handoff up the middle to Campbell, and Campbell's out to about the 49-yard line, still in their own territory. It's going to be a second and a short 4 to pick up. And this is another handoff, and he's stopped before the line of scrimmage. A loss of 1. Melvin Hernandez able to break through the offensive line and hit Campbell in the backfield. Now the Indians with a 3rd and 5, a long 5 it looks like. No, that's maybe 6. Yeah, no, it's going to be 5-yard, 3rd and 5.
So again, you look to see Campbell in motion, and Skeens is going to have the option of what he wants to do.
And Skeens is up the middle, and he's got it up to the first down. And the Bruins now down 20-0 in the 3rd quarter. It's not a good day when you get the ball ran right down, right up the middle for an easy score. Not touched one time I didn't see in the 51 yards that he ran on that one.
What I don't understand there is
they knew what was coming, and you see that motion, and he's got the option of what he wants to do. How he gets that many Yep, not real sure either. I just seen that I don't think he got touched. If he did, it wasn't a very good touch. And now the Bruins trail 21-0 with 6:48 left in the third quarter.
Indians 21.
There we go, and we're back. And the kickoff was into the end zone. The Bruins are going to take over on their own 20-yard line, trailing Mississnewa 21-0. And Grant's going to have the call for a few plays until we get into the main view of the window.
Handoff to Elam. He's wrapped around the hand flag on the play. Probably going to be a face mask.
Justice got the carry.
I don't see the white hat, do you?
Yeah, he's in the doorway right here.
Waiting on the call. Shot blocked by the Bruins. So they must not have seen the face mask then.
Oh, and he was all around his helmet. Looked like he was grabbing him by the bottom side of his helmet. I guess that's not necessarily a face mask, but something that will get cold of a face mask.
So this is going to back the Bruins up now. They're going to have a 1st and 20. Can you see through that door? Yeah, I can see through the door. Is that on? Barely, but I got enough of a view to make the call here, and the clock's winding down, 6:40 and counting. Neely hands the ball off. I believe it's to Isaac. Nope, definitely not Isaac. The ball must have went up the middle. I see some Devers must have had the play, and he looks like he picks up about 5 yards. Now 2nd and 15 for the Bruins. And now the Bruins on their 15-yard line with a 2nd and 15. 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. This handoff is going to be to Isaac Justice. He moves to the outside but cuts it up to the middle to about the 19-yard line. And now the Bruins with another 3rd and long, and we don't have the possession here to be able to do a short field kick. They're going to have to either convert here on 3rd down, or they're going to have to punt this ball and let their punt coverage try to make a play or make a stop.
Yeah, this isn't a situation you want to be punting. There's only 5 minutes left in the third quarter. You want to get this first down. It's going to be 3rd and 11. See what happens here.
And Grant's got the call.
Merely handoff to
up the middle. Nothing up the middle, and we still calling it with a 3rd and long. And now we've got a 4th and even longer, a 4th and 12, and we're going to punt the ball. Not real sure the reason of these play calls, trying to run up the middle with It looks like it would be a 4th and 10, so they did have a 2-yard pickup, but I still don't understand the call. Now Devers is going to be back to punt the ball. And Skeens and Campbell on Blackford 45-yard line to receive, and Devers punted it straight out of bounds, and the official is going to spot it at about the Bruins 28-yard line, giving the Indians great field position with 4:27 left in the third quarter.
Wow.
Like a 10-yard punt at max. Almost be worth it to go for it in that situation if that's all you're going to get out of your punt.
I understand the not wanting to put it in those two players' hands, but you've got to get a better punt off than that.
It's just made for speed, and they're loaded with it.
And now the Indians in the red zone, basically 3 yards shy of it, with 4:27 left in the third quarter, and the Bruins defense needing to get a stop here. Campbell in motion, the fake handoff, and Skeens is going to throw this one deep. And they're going to call pass interference on Isaac Justice, and all he did was put a hand. All he did was, as he ran by, put a hand on the hands of the receiver, and they're going to call him for the pass interference. It was an incomplete pass. It landed in his hands. He had the opportunity. Not so sure I agree with that call, but they're going to pick up 15 yards and get the first down call with that one. So that's going to put the ball on the 15-yard line. The Indians will have it 1st and 15 with 4:20 to go.
Put it on the 14-yard line.
Okay, we're checking PlayStation controller.
1st and 10 for the Indians.
Grant, you're probably going to have to make this call because I can't see. I can see a little bit, but not the whole.
All right.
And it looks like the head official had to go over and talk to Coach Seahigh. I'm guessing he didn't agree with the call either.
It's like the motion official Campbell's back behind him. Motion out to the right. Skeens.
Just shy of the end zone.
1.5 yard line.
Calling it on, we'll call it a long 2 yards to go here. So the Indians with a 1st and goal with a short 2 yards to pick up.
Looks like it's at the 2.
Yard line.
And I've got the call from here. I can see what's going on.
All right, let's see what we got here.
Backfield. Blackford down. Campbell goes in motion.
And Heisman Skeens going to keep it. No, I don't know who that was, but that is a nice tackle behind the line of scrimmage. Jacob Devers knocks him down at about the 4-yard line. 2nd and 3 now, or 4 to go for the Indians. A great play by the Bruins, and we need 2 more just like it to keep them out of the end zone.
Especially when Campbell is outside.
3:20 on the clock. Counting down in the third quarter. Skeens again out of the, and this is going to be a pitch out to Campbell, and Campbell is going to fall in just shy of the end zone. It looks like they're going to call him down at about the half-yard line. So the Indians are going to have a 3rd and a short 1 with 2:55 left to go in the third quarter, and I can't see anything.
Well, they're no longer the University of Lafayette. They're recruiting classes.
And it looks like they're just, I bet they just try to power it in from the from this spot, and the Bruins need to just stack the line here and give it a stop. You got nothing to lose here.
Looks like they're brought an extra lineman too big.
And Schemes is going to try to run it up the middle. It looks like they may have stopped him, and they did. Stopped him on the half-yard line. He gets a gain of nothing on that one. And now we're going to have a 4th and 1 again for the Indians. And are they going to go for it, or are they going to kick the field goal?
I don't see a number 14 out there, which is the kicker.
And they're going to try to go for it with 2:05 left in the third quarter. It is looks like a full yard that they're going to have to pick up here. And they've brought in a couple wide receivers. It looks like they've got a 4 wide receiver set. Schemes with the... Oh, and he fumbles the snap, and he goes down, and that's going to be a turnover on down. And the Bruins are going to take over at about their own 13-yard line. And that's what the Bruins needed to get this... to get back in this game.
A minute 46 left here in the third quarter. I think Blackford needs to speed up the process, get it in before the end of the third quarter.
They've definitely been able to move the ball well against the Indians, and they need to move it now. With a minute 46 left in the third quarter, down by 21.
Like Mealy, Justice, Hernandez, and I can see that right side there.
Mealy with the handoff to Justice. Justice is outside, just past the 15-yard line, down at about the 16 and a half.
By his speed on the stop.
It's going to be a second and a long 5, maybe a 6 yards.
I'm not sure.
And Mealy thought he had to play, and then C-High called him back, and now he's running back out there. There's 20 seconds left on the play clock. A minute and 17 left on the game clock in the third quarter. And Grant's going to have to pick up the call from here.
Same backfield here. Mealy under center. Handoff to the Justice. Stop short. Looks like about the 15-yard line.
It's going to be a loss of yards. There's 54 left and counting on the play clock, or on the game clock.
Why'd you put the flash on here?
A third and what looks like a long 7 now for the Bruins. 40 seconds and counting on the game clock. And this is not the position that we needed to be in after getting the ball back from the Indians on a failed conversion with a 4th and 1. And it looks like they're going to call encroachment, or maybe lined in the neutral zone against the Indians, and that's going to give the Bruins the short field that they were looking for with 23 seconds to go in the third quarter.
It'll be about 30 and not exactly 2. So
a third and 2 for the Bruins. It looks like the ball is spotted on the 21-yard line. They need to make it to the 23. And they're going to let the game clock run down with 8, 7, 6, 5 seconds to go. And with that, let's hear from a few of our sponsors again. Let's start with Camille Mealy. Says she's not running against anyone, but running for the students of Blackford County with a sincere desire to provide guidance and leadership from a perspective of a lifelong educator. Blackford County Schools strive to provide the best education for students, but it's her desire to see the schools approach all areas of education with enthusiasm and commitment. She says we must embrace the arts and the technical skills within our educational plans. By preparing students for college is important, but offering students technical classes that will prepare them for the workforce is equally important. Offering them opportunities and self-expression through visual and performing arts is just as important, and it is her belief that we must strive to educate the whole child and provide them opportunities that will enrich their lives and engage them in pursuits that will last a lifetime. And that's Camille Mealy for School Board. Aaron Henderson for prosecutor wants to work closely with law enforcement to enhance training and code enforcement, increase conviction rates, efficiently move cases through the courts, collaborate and work closely with community corrections and probation to effectively reduce recidivism, assist in bridging gaps in rehabilitative services for offenders, and provide a meaningful pretrial diversion program for first-time offenders of low-level offenses, which holds offenders accountable for their crimes while addressing their individual needs to reduce recidivism. And the Bruins with a 4th and 2 on their 22-yard line. And that handoff is to Isaac Justice, and I'm not sure that he got that. So it looks like he is going to be well short of the first down. No pickup on the carry. Going to be a 4th and 2 now on the Bruins. That's an official timeout. And the ball spotted on the Bruins 21-yard line. Neely got the play from C-High, now rushing out to call the play to the players. The ball again spotted on the 20-yard line, a 4th and short 2 for the Bruins. The ball is snapped, the handoff to Isaac Justice, and I'm not sure. I don't think he got it. I don't think he got it. Both officials are at about the 23-yard line. The 22-yard line, and I'm pretty sure that is not going to be a pickup. The officials calling timeout, maybe going to get a measurement here. Up the middle has not worked at all, at least not much this game, and the Bruins continue to run it up the middle. The chains are out, and a bunch of Indian players are there, and they're calling it no good, and they're going to pick the ball up on their own 22-yard line, and the Bruins have to have another stop like they did the last time.
22-yard line.
The Bruins just cannot keep giving them field position like they are. We have 11:18 to go in the fourth quarter. The Indians have the ball on their own 22-yard line, leading 21-0 over Blackford.
11:18 to play here in Gas City. Seoul trying to win their second outright CIC championship. Third overall.
I really like how a lot of freshmen have football.
The flag on the play, and it looks like it's going to be a false start against the Indians, and they're going to drop it back another 5 yards, so it's going to be 1st and 15.
27 away.
Material at this point.
I'm not going to say. If he throws this football for a touchdown, I'll tell you this, it'll hurt. So he's getting 1,000 yards in the air.
First down, 15 to go, and ball will be on the 28.
Here is Ski. And in motion. Ski takes it.
Pitches it out to, and there's a host of Bruins, and it looks like we might get a holding call on the 30-yard line. The 3-yard loss on the play, and there's a flag at the tackle there, and I believe it's going to be a holding call, and it's going to back them up another 10 yards. And waiting on the white hat official, the head official, to call it out here. Nope, it's going to be an illegal block in the back by the Indians. The penalty is declined, and it's going to be second down. So a loss of 3 on the play, and Coach C-High thought that was enough. An illegal block by the Indians, and now they're at their own at the Bruin 30-yard line, or their own 30-yard line. No, I had it right the first time. And they've got a 2nd and 18 to go. And Campbell's up the middle, and nobody's touching him. And he goes up the middle. 27-0. Into the end zone. Touchdown! The Indians now up 27-0 over the Bruins, and solid A back for the extra point.
That's a different kicker.
Oh, it is a different kicker. It's number 93. Who is that? And that one's going to be good for 28-0 Indians over the Blackford Bruins in the fourth quarter.
It's like you're doing that in his sleep. This is awesome. Let's see him get one through.
Again, touchdown is brought to you by Edward Jones, making sense of investing. 201 West Main, Indiana City. 765-677-9259.
Indians 28, Blackford 0.
I know. Jokes are coming in.
10:48 left to play. 28-0 Mississnewa with the lead over the Blackford Bruins at Thurman, and that might be the name of the quarterback.
I think it is. Like I say, though,
It did shoot down the street. He'll get a midstream.
Kickoff by the Indians getting ready to take place with 10:48 left to go in the fourth quarter. This kick is end over end all the way back. Lancaster bobbles it a little bit, but picks it up. Now out to the 20, the 21, the 22, down to the 25, and stretches out to the 26-yard line. And it looks like we have a Mississnewa player down on the play. An official timeout going on here. With that, we're going to talk a little bit more about Kevin Basie for prosecutor. Kevin Basie is looking for your vote in the upcoming election to be reelected for Blackford County prosecutor. Kevin has been an attorney in Blackford County for over 25 years and has been proud to serve as your Blackford County prosecutor for 20 of those 25 years. When faced with trying times that are present in our world today, it's important to have a trusted, fully prepared, and tested individual who will see the job through. Kevin Basie has proven himself to be that individual and would be humbled by your continued support in the upcoming election. That's Kevin Basie for prosecutor. And with that, we're going to mute the mics, and we'll come back when the player has been removed from the field. And that's Ja Johnson that's being helped off the field by his teammates, going to sit down on the bench now. He would get looked at by the trainer. And again, the Indians, I'm sorry, the Bruins will have the ball at their own 26-yard line, a 1st and 10, and a couple of Mississnewa players rushing out onto the field, one of them coming back. And now we've got a flag on the play, and it's going to be offsides or lined up in the neutral zone on the Indians, it looks like. Encroachment on the Indians.
On the Indians.
6:06 to go in the fourth quarter. That's pretty good. From 61. 30-0. Harris is 96 by 2:52 to go in the third.
Yeah.
We're tonight from Westmoreland Tire, Marion.
Right.
And then after usual 1st and 5 from the 31.
And this handoff up on the outside, it looked like to Shane Elam. He's going to have enough to pick up the first down at about the 36-yard line.
Tripped up by number 17, Tyler
Every
Plumlee.
time he's got the ball, been the best run he's had all night. He's got 6 yards. Grand total of 12 now.
Elwood has scored 61-6. Eastbrook leading Elwood. Schneider scored
Down,
Theo will take the snap and he'll have it off. And off to Justice.
Decent run by Isaac there. Looks like about a 5-yard gain. Again, Isaac, the workhorse for this team.
Yep, I'd like to see him get the ball more on the outside, but C High obviously seeing something that we're not up here. The ball on the 41-yard line, a second and about 6 yards to go. And another handoff to up the middle.
Never said the 8 from Blackford to half the amazing to have it.
And Devers runs up the middle, picks up a few yards, and now the Bruins with another 3rd and 3. And the Bruins with the ball on their own 44-yard line. A handoff to Elam on the outside, and he stopped. No, he pushes forward just for enough to get possibly pick up the first down. The ball looks like it's going to be spotted on their own on the 47-yard line, and the white hat official is calling it a first down at this time. Blackford having a lot of success running the ball outside the hash. 8:53 left to go in the fourth quarter.
That's a big thing because of game conditions. If you're going to fine-tune something,
the rain looks like it's slowed down a lot. After halftime, it was coming down pretty heavy, and this is going to be another run up the middle, and Devers is going to pick up about 5 yards. But the rain not coming down as hard now, but still just a little bit of a drizzle in the lights. The ball spotted on the 48-yard line of the Indians. And the Bruins with another 2nd and 5 now. Still trailing by 28 in the fourth quarter. The clock's still ticking away at 8:10. The handoff, no, and Mealy's going to keep this one, and he's going to fall forward back to the line of scrimmage. A 3rd down and 5 now for the Bruins. As the clock is still ticking down, 7:54 and counting. The Bruins don't seem to be in any hurry to make any kind of play here. A 3rd and 6 on the board with 7:40 to go now, and they're just now coming up to the line of scrimmage using almost all of that 40 seconds they get on the play clock. Mealy snaps, gets the hands. Justice is out on the outside and picks up the first down at about the 40-yard line. Give that boy the ball more.
Yeah.
There they went to the right, Justice.
One of those two big running backs that average 35 carries a game, and that's something I think I'd like to see with Isaac. And maybe next year, shows Isaac being the big returning running back. That's something that you do see.
Justice off the field now is Elam and Lancaster, the backs, along with Jacob Devers, and this one's going to be given to Lancaster, and he's just going to pick up a yard on the outside. I think he tried to cut it in when he could have possibly ran it a little bit farther outside and just turned the corner and ran it up in open field.
It's all about seeing the field at that from their perspective and what you see and what you don't.
Or last week against Eastbrook, and so far the last didn't shut out. On back-to-back shots.
Here we are again with the same backs. And this is going to be handed off to Lancaster again. He's going to pick up a few yards, and now the Bruins are going to have again another third down and 6, it looks like.
It's a lot better now than it was.
The game down to under 6 minutes to go. Probably this is their last possession, so they want to just keep it. They want to get in score.
So Marion has scored to take the lead 14-9, late third over Harrison on those. Here is Lancaster wrapped up and
that's going to be a loss for the Bruins. Lancaster tackled back behind the line of scrimmage, and the Bruins are going to have a 4th and 10 now. Justice back in the game. Lancaster walking off the field.
Great football.
Now Blackford with 4th and 10. Like I said, he all sounds territory.
And the Bruins obviously have to go for it here with 5 minutes to go in the 4th quarter, down 28 to the Indians. Chewing up a lot of clock, and it looks like they're going to call a timeout. Thanks again to our sponsors, Camille Mealy for School Board, Aaron Henderson for Prosecutor, and Kevin Basie for Prosecutor. All three looking for your support in the upcoming election bid. And we're going to take just a quick 1-minute break here to catch a drink, and we'll be back after this. And we're back here at the Gas City at Mississnewa football field here, and the Bruins have the ball 4th and 10, and they're going to throw a short pass, and this is going to be Elam to Elam, and he's going to take a 5-yard loss, and now the Indians are going to take over with the turnover on downs at their own 45-yard line. I think the Bruins have lost motivation in this one because they're just not moving the ball well, not blocking it very well for their quarterback, and the Indians have just taken over 28-0 with 4:51 left in the 4th quarter.
Now you see a lot of clean jerseys coming out here.
Yep.
And it looks like Mississnewa is putting in the JV team here. I don't see Skeens, and I don't see either one of the Campbell brothers.
No, and you got to save these guys for next week. With next week being sectionals, and no need to have them in the game at this point.
And it's going to be a delayed game on Mississnewa. That's going to back them up to the 40-yard line now instead of the 45, and they're going to have a 1st and 15. But yeah, you're right. Why would you play them when you're leading 28-0? And again, the Bruins doing a fine job holding the Indians to 28 points. And a pitch to the outside, and this one tried to cut it back, and he gets just shy of the original line, or the line of scrimmage, and now it's going to be 2nd and 16 for the Indians.
Now going forward with talking about sectional, Blackford got a pretty good sectional draw with Northwestern, who's 0-8, and I know the top two teams that they would be worried about. Both are going to have to play each other in the top side of the bracket, and Blackford's in the bottom side of the bracket.
And a fumble, and I believe Lancaster picked that one up on the 40 or the 36-yard line, and he does. A fumble caused by Lancaster, and he recovers it on his own at the 36-yard line. So Blackford catching another break here with 4:12 left to go in the 4th quarter.
Well, set up loud. You did. You changed that. I gotta work on that now. You wasted a singing the national anthem. You did a nice job, though. I say that.
1st and 10 here at their own 37-yard line. The backfield is Justice, Hernandez, and Elam. And this is a handoff to Justice, and he cuts it outside and picks up about 4 or 5 yards. They're giving him 5 yards on the carry. The ball now at the 37-yard line. Or the 32-yard line, sorry. Just shy of the 32. So pickup of 4.5.
Yeah, I think so. It's not quite 32.
3:46, and the clock is still running.
So it was 80 last week, now we're at Frost. Good old Indiana.
Mealy hands the ball off to Elam. Elam cuts in, and I believe he might have enough for a 1st down.
Oh my God.
And nope, they are calling it the 3rd and 1, just shy of the 1st down. It looks like he needs about 2 feet to pick it up. So a 3rd and a short one, and the Bruins cannot do anything to take this away from themselves. And Isaac Justice running off the field for this play. And so is Hernandez. So I wonder who's going to be in the backfield for this one. Elam. Then it looks like the Bruins are going to start putting in theirs, because that's 28, I believe, is C-High.
Quentin Tier.
Oh, Quentin Tier, I apologize. And Tier, I believe, is going to pick up the 1st down. So the Bruins are putting in their JV squad to get them some playing time and giving their starters a rest before they go into sectionals with 2:40 and the clock still running. Mealy's still in, Joey Payne's still in, Cameron Ekus, and it looks like one of the Mississnewa players has a bloody nose.
Starts his healing process. Yeah, hopefully it's not too severe.
The kid getting parted off the boom.
And this handoff, I'm not able to see it. And it looks like they were going to pick up another 1st down. The chain is moving, and the ball looks like it's spotted on about the Mississnewa 15-yard line. And the player that had to be helped off the field is now being taken off on a gator, leaving the game early. And That play looked like it was up the middle. I didn't see who the handoff was, but not much of a gain. 2nd and 10.
Winger on the carry once again.
A minute 27 and counting in the game. And once the final clock ticks down, we're going to go ahead and end this and end our season here on the Voice Sports Network, as the Bruins are going to finish out their season 6-3. There's a minute left in the play, and we're going to have a 3rd and 11, I believe. But as soon as the clock strikes 0, we're just going to go ahead and play the outro. And once the outro is finished, we're going to go ahead and finish up this broadcast. And we'll look forward to seeing you guys starting basketball season. The girls fumble to finish out the game, and the girls start their basketball season on October 31st. And we'll be here to pick up that action, as well as the boys who start on, I believe, November 15th, 16th, 17th, sometime around there. But we'll definitely pick that up again. And if you're interested in sponsoring, feel free to touch base with me anytime. I'm on Facebook, Steve Hurd, H-U-R-D, and we'll be more than happy to broadcast and have your information out there. The clock at 31.8. The Indians, I believe, should just take a knee here. They are in a victory formation, going to take a knee, and that should do it for the game. Again, thank you to all of our sponsors: Camille Neely for School Board, Aaron Henderson for Prosecutor, and Kevin Macy looking for your vote for re-election for Prosecutor. Thank you for tuning in, and on behalf of Grant Banner, I'm Steve Hurd, and we'll catch you for basketball season.
And that's the end of the ball game. Final score 28. And Bruins nothing. Indians are the outright CIC champions for
Thank you for tuning in to tonight's broadcast.